You hate dreadnoughts? Well, apparently everyone else here does as well, as they are waiting for the labyrinth to spawn. This will be a Labyrinth Raid, with the amount of players waiting, and keep in mind they will all be on the same team. So imagine the shock on the dreadnoughts' faces when they see this amount of players. You see it? You see the amount of players here? It's only going to grow and grow and grow when the amount of players come into this. I would guess there is about 60 players on the same team, all from the same portal. Something tells me I chose the wrong tank and build. But who cares? I'm here. I will see how this goes. I am mainly here to observe anyway. Imagine hating dreadnoughts so much that you find the dreadnoughts and try and kill them all. Looks like we are doing some dreadnought slaying tonight. Oh, look, a shiny. Oh, look, a celestial. Oh wait, that's just a player. I think they should run away from us before they die to the hands of the raiders. This player somehow disappeared even though they didn't lose all their health. Strange. It's fine because all of these players here are the victims of the raiders. I have no idea why this is happening or how this is happening, but it is happening, and that's all that matters. They even have other teams to worry about, but not as bad as purple, as there's way too many of us. We're just slowly picking out the ones that are alone and isolated, because that's all it takes for them to be destroyed. Unless you have a random developer just appear for no reason. Oh look, another shiny. Sadly it did not last, so apparently more shinies spawn here. I can only assume the developer is the reason why this is happening, but I don't know. It could be a coordinated attack on all of the dreadnoughts. Who knows? You would think to run away if you saw this amount of players right next to you as a dreadnought, but apparently not so. The hexagon is clearly more important than survival. Yeah, the developer is here. Or it's a beta tester, if they still exist. Or it's a random player that hatched the game and is pissing around with the developer stuff. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is this is happening, and dreadnoughts are dying. I don't know if I would even call this an event. But if it is an event, this is a very strange event. Now here is a cluster of dreadnoughts. Now this is the stuff. At some point this was gonna happen, since normal dreadnought modes are weird. The only saving grace for them is the giant Synexio aura that is on these dreadnoughts. All of the others, they are all relying on that to survive. I will say one thing, talking whilst retreating is a sign of defeat. Do not do it. You should never give up. Find that portal. Looks like this one player was a little too late, and for that they pay the price. And finally to the other dreadnoughts, they made it just in time to the portal, so that they can live. Well, except one of them who somehow managed to dance around the portal, and then disappear. That is what I call the ultimate rejection. Time to kill the other teams, I guess. And they certainly will not survive if they do not have enough movement speed. And I can actually obtain kills, whilst almost dying in the process. Anything for a high score. Obtaining score starts now, before the dreadnoughts eventually return. I will say this once again. Chatting whilst retreating is a sign of defeat. Do not be a defeatist. Don't ask me why I refreshed in a private server, because I will tell you. This is the amount of players in Labyrinth and Europe Nexus. That is a lot of players, more than usual. And yes, you cannot re-enter the Labyrinth as it is a private server, but you can go back and retain it. Before this though, the Nexus, for some reason, does not have auto turrets defending this area. So this is just a glorified sandbox at this rate, which I am not all for. So I am going back to the Labyrinth and obtaining my score back. This only happens if you are not dead yet, so I got lucky that I was able to obtain this score back, and the tank back. Though I am not on purple anymore, which might be for the better. Now I am the one that has to survive, which is easy for me. I'll just join a different team instead, one that actually has players on it, so that we can raid a little more. You would think this Dreadnought player is in trouble. And how about they just kill many of us? I'm certain these players forgot about the deadly aura that this Dreadnought possesses, although the Dreadnought still died, so maybe it was worth it? Since the raid seems to be pretty much over, I'm just here for score at this point, as there's still a lot of normal players here. And yes, I did manage to achieve 1 million score with just a ram booster in the labyrinth. Impressive or not, this whole raid was a good opportunity for me to show off the labyrinth at least a little bit. Now if you excuse me, I have more high scores to achieve, and other challenges to do.